Alright, I want to share the latest build that I've been playing. We've been playing Spectral Shield Throw of Trarthus. This was the one that I was interested in when they did the release. You throw your shield out and it throws shards around the shield. It's kind of cool. I think it helps out more with the single target damage because it can shotgun. But we're going to run a T16.5 and go there. I just have a base atlas that has like shrines, but we won't click shrines, and it's got syndicate on there because I was farming for safe houses. So we're gonna go on the map, run it real quick, and then we'll talk about gear. As you see over there, we don't have anything really crafted besides the body armor and the sword.
The Atlas must cease to be. How much pain must it cause? How much loss must we endure? Many beings given to its power. It is so alluring.
We are using Blood Rage on the build to generate frenzy charges, even though we have a Relicash. We want to keep Gravicious there. Just go through it real quick. We're not going to click on shrine buffs. We are going to click on our Azurite or our Sulfite so we can get Azurite. That's one of the things that we're doing. So a little bit of passive income when we do this strategy. The clear is okay. I think the clear on regular Spectral Shield Throw would be better. It's something that I do eventually want to test. But right now we just wanted to play around with the Thrassus version. As you can see, kind of throw these little shields out and he throws little projectiles from the shield. Now, there's a couple more changes, like I would like to get Energy Shield Leech into the build. Because right now, with using Emperor's Vigilance, on hits that are blocked, we do take a portion of the damage through. But that's the build. That's a map, quick version of the map. And then we'll go into... So right now, yes, I am using a Mage Blood before anybody says anything. It's not the best in slot belt. It's just something that I farmed for with the previous build, with only doing Blight, with the Poison Cremation build, and I wanted to use it. Defenses, we are currently cap resistance besides Chaos. We have to work on that. Chance to block is 56%, and we are element immune due to our flasks. And where is it at? Spell suppression. We are going to end up crafting gloves and a body armor that have spell suppression. Eventually we will be at 100%, or very close to, and we can take the spell suppression mastery, giving us lucky. But that's it for the defenses. We also have an estimated 82% chance to evade attacks. Gloves, we're using Hymn Sorrows. We have a couple empty sockets. Eventually I'm going to move this Frostblink up into the Heat Shiver, and we're going to put an Enduring Cry setup in here with Urgent Orders so we can drop this mastery here. And the sword we're going to use the enchant that quality does not affect physical damage, but in turn gives a 1% elemental damage per 2% quality. We're using a Apex Rapier because it has 35% increased global crit multi, and then we crafted this to gain 8% of physical damage next to fire. Damage penetrates elemental resistances, and then we were trying to get physical damage as cold damage. I think that would be the best sword. Instead, we hit 35% increased elemental damage with attacks, and then we crafted on double damage. We're using 2 tamings. They give us huge resistances. I think this one is giving us 48% all resist, and this one is giving us 40% all resist. And then we get a chance to free shock ignite, 10% both of them. And then we also get 30% increased elemental damage from hits, and with hits and ailments for each elemental ailment on the enemy. And then on top of that, we're also using a Yoke of Suffering. It's going to give us an extra 7% increased damage for each ailment that we have inflicted, and then we also get a chance to shock with it. Heat Shiver for 1% of cold damage, extra fire damage per 1% of chill on the enemy, and then 30% of cold damage, extra fire damage against frozen enemies. We also give a 90% cost and reservation multiplier for our auras, Grace, Hatred, and Herald of Purity. We are not using our Grace, Hatred, and Herald of Purity. We're not using Haste because our Merc has Haste. Emperor's Vigilance for the huge armor roll on it. And then I think this is BIS because you get a huge armor roll, and then damage taken from hits, damage taken from block hits cannot bypass energy shield. Damage taken from unblock hits always bypasses energy shield. So it gives us glancing blows. I just because it gives you a huge armor roll, I do think this one is BIS. We're using Relicash Impatience. Movement speed, corrupted blood can't be inflicted on us, and we're always at max frenzy charges. I'm not sure if I would want these to be always at max endurance charges. I haven't decided if I'm going to swap these out yet. I think that might be better for like mapping wise and just having endurance charges always. Chest piece is not good. I bought a corrupted 6 link when I first got this and was able to equip the gems. Eventually I would like to drop this added cold damage and put in here energy shield leech to have us obviously sustain our energy shield throughout mapping. Yeah, that's all for the build. You're going to want to use where is it at? The belt, Perseverance Vanguard belt is going to be your BIS belt. You're going to have Onslaught while Fortify, and then you get the 1% attack damage as 200 of the lowest armor and evasion roll. Plus you get cold resistance and a increased life roll. And then you'll always have Onslaught too, because you're taking Fortified and you're always going to have you at maximum fortification. We're taking Unstoppable Hero because with our Lethal Pride we have I think there's 3 fortification on here. 3 fortification. We have 2 double damages in this area as well. We're using a Thread of Hope, a Massive Ring, so that way we can get all these nodes. Blight Siphon, you're getting 10% increased max life, and 10 life every enemy killed. For sustain, Willow Blades, crit strike chance, and physical damage. And then Master Blades, 30% chance to ignore enemy physical damage reduction, and increase physical damage plus 30 strength. Perfectionist for movement speed. We mainly want that as well to avoid being stunned and increase stun block recovery, but that also fits into our Lethal Pride. Forces of Nature, attack damages penetrate 10% of enemy resistance. Aspect of the Links, attack damage, movement speed, crit strike chance. And Quick Step for suppression and movement speed. And then we are using large clusters, the first one being Feel the Fight, Smite the Weak, and Veteran Defender. We don't care about Smite the Weak, so whatever you can get in the middle that pushes anything towards the back. The main nodes you want is Feel the Fight and Veteran Defender. The reason we want Veteran Defender is because we get 15 attributes and also 35% or 15% increase elemental resistances while holding a shield. Obviously shield throw, so we're holding a shield, and then we get 60% increased defenses from equipped shield. Same thing down here, we're going to use Veteran Defender, but instead of Feel the Fight, we're using Feed the Fury for Life Leech. And again, Veteran Defender, attributes, resistances, increased defenses from equipped shield. And then we're using a Seething Fury for offhand crit strike chance per 10 maximum energy shield, and then offhand crit strike multiplier per 10 maximum energy shield on shield. and then we are getting all the reservation nodes, so charisma, leader of the pack, and then we're anointing sovereignty. That's how we're getting all of our mana. Yeah, that's it. Eventually we're going to craft, I guess was saying, we're going to craft a chess piece with spell suppression and probably big armored evasion rolls, and some PDR probably. And then we're going to craft gloves with the incursion cold mod for extra damage to cold, or extra cold damage. And then we'll also craft these to have Phys conversion with this mastery, this cold mastery for physical damage converted to cold. We'll get the rest of it through our gloves, and then we'll craft rings. We would want fractured elemental damage with attacks, preferably T1 on amethyst basis, so we can fix our chaos res as well. And then we'll have to obviously fix our resistances also on the rings. We're also going to have to get int, because right now we only have 82 int. We need one of these rings probably to have int, so we're going to craft these with Scorn Essences. For the crit multi, we want to hit one of them with int, because we want, I think it's 114 int to put a level 20 energy shield leech gem in. But yeah, that's all the build. That's what I've been playing as of lately. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and share. I do appreciate everybody who does, and thank you.